Hey guys, before the video starts, I wanted to quickly apologize in advance for any mouth breathing that you hear from me during the video, or if I sound a little more nasally than usual, and that's because my allergies are acting up a bit, and also that's combined with the fact that I have a shitty $10 Afterglow microphone, so audio quality is not up to par, and I wanted to just let you know ahead of time. Anyway, sorry you have to put up with that. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, how you doing? This is Das Waffles, and today I have a couple of gameplays as well as my thoughts and first impressions on the brand new rare Russian tank that they're selling in the store as of March 14th with the release of update 3.6, and that would be the T-34-85 Rudy. But before I talk about the tank, I wanted to take a couple of minutes to mention a couple of things. One thing is I wanted to take a moment to give a quick little shout out to my good friend's sister, who has a small little channel in which she sings covers of songs, and if that's something that piques your interest, I encourage you to go take a look. I will leave her channel link in the description. And second thing, for those of you who have watched my channel update video a couple of videos ago, and even for those of you who didn't, I wanted to say that I've added a couple of my good friends as channel managers to this channel so that I can record gameplays of tanks they have that I don't have, as well as to allow them to occasionally upload gameplays themselves if they so desire. And the reason why I bring this up is because after this video, the next video that is going up is a guest replay from one of my good friends. And with that said, let's go ahead and start talking about the Rudy. But before I dive into some of the main features about this tank, I wanted to take a moment and give you a little bit of background as to where this tank comes from. Now, you and I both know very well, or at least I would hope you do, that the T-34-85 was a real tank. It was a medium tank made by the Russians, mass-produced, used in World War II. But this special variant here, the Rudy, comes from a Polish television show, and in the show the tank was operated by a four-man crew, as indicated by the four hands painted on the left side of the barrel, but they had a canine companion that rode with them on their little adventures and endeavors. And I am happy to tell you guys that when you get spotted or detected in this tank, rather than the standard spotting audio, you get the dog barking. And in my opinion, I think that's just such a cool and fun little feature that makes this premium tank that much more special and that more unique. And when you're in the garage looking at your crew on the tank, it even has the dog and the commander of the crew together in the picture. And I just think that's such a fun little feature, even though it's just a small one. But like I said, it adds to the diversity and the specialness of this tank. And I guess with that said, another, of course, attraction to the tank is the fact that it's from a TV show. Kind of like how the Fury tank was from a movie. And of course, because the Rudy is from the TV show, you have all the markings and whatnot in accordance with how it looked on the show. And I guess with that said, I'll go ahead and delve into some of the main features of this tank. Since it is a T-34-85, you are going to get that fairly nice 85mm gun on this tank with the 185 alpha damage, which makes it, I'd say it makes this thing quite competitive, especially with the Firefly and the Boilermaker. If you wanted to make a comparison, the Firefly and the Boilermaker, they get a 17-pounder, which has pretty good alpha damage compared to quite a few of the mediums at tier 6, which usually have like 76s. But yeah, T-34-85 gets its 85mm cannon, as the name implicates. Penetration's actually not that bad. Standard rounds get 144mm of penetration, which is pretty good. And the premium rounds get 195mm of pen. The HE shells only have about like 44. But the alpha damage is 300 on the HE, so if you do pen something with that, it's going to hit pretty hard. But even the standard ammunition, like I said, it's quite competitive alpha damage for a tier 6 medium tank. Sometimes you could even hit 200. I've hit 200 damage rolls with this tank before in the couple of days that I've had it. And speaking of, I guess, continuing with talking about the gun, while you do have the good alpha damage, unfortunately the aim time and the dispersion, those are not as great as you'd probably like them to be, and that's kind of what a lot of the Russian tanks in this game are known for. So I would recommend a enhanced gun lane drive, and honestly, it bums me out a little bit, but this tank does not get vertical stabilizers like, say, the Fury. So you're going to have to go with the... Normally I would opt for the vertical stabilizers over an enhanced gun lane drive, but since it's not available, I do recommend the enhanced gun lane drive on this tank. I guess if you wanted to enhance the aim time a little more, you could run premium food, but that's not totally necessary. The DPM's not too bad. Standard, it's 10 rounds a minute, so that's a 6-second reload. I've got mine to almost down to 5 seconds flat, but not quite. And moving on from the gun, I shall go ahead and address another positive feature about this tank, and that is its armor. I have found that both with the Rudy and the standard T-34-85, which I will use for reference because they're essentially the same tank, the armor is actually not too bad. I have found that with the frontal armor of the turret and the chassis, you can get a decent bit of ricochets depending on how the chassis is angled. Now this is also assuming you're top tier. If you're in tier 7 or 8, most likely they're going to penetrate, although I have had lucky ricochets from tier 7s and 8s as well. But if you are top tier, you can expect your armor to be decent, not too shabby. It's not the best and it's not the worst. You can't really argue with that. It is a medium tank, it can only have so much armor. But speaking of the durability, as you can see in the bottom left there, this tank gets 720 hit points, which is pretty on par there with the standard for the HP on most tier 6 mediums. And with that said, I'll go ahead and dive into a couple of the cons with this tank. I've only found really 2 cons. One being, and you may already know this, or you may be expecting it, but since this is a Russian tank, you can expect to have poor gun depression, and this tank is certainly proof of that. It's not awful gun depression. I mean, it gets a few degrees, but it's not good at the same time. So, granted, it is better than 0 degrees. However, the gun depression is still pretty bad on this tank. Although it is slightly better over the sides, if you're looking over the sides instead of over the front of the hull. And one other con with this tank is, I'd say, its ability to accelerate. While you can hit around 45 to 50 kilometers per hour max with this tank, it takes a bit of time to accelerate compared to other tier 6 mediums. So, keep that in mind when you're trying to move from cover to cover or from point A to point B. Just something to think about. And with that said, that about covers all of the main features or points of discussion that I wanted to go over with this tank. So, you're probably asking 2 rather important questions right now. 1, is this tank fun? And 2, is this tank worth purchasing? To answer your first question, I'm going to say yes, this is a fun tank. It's got nice damage, decent speed, decent armor. It's quite unique because of the origin of this tank coming from a TV show and having a special crew with a dog that barks when you get spotted. So yes, I'd say it's a fun tank. And of course, another thing that adds to the fun factor is this is a premium tank, so you can expect good silver earning, assuming you have a premium account. With a premium account, I've earned anywhere from 40 to 70k with this tank, so not too bad for a tier 6 premium. And the second question is this tank worth purchasing? Is it worth blowing my money on? To that I will tell you yes, especially if you are someone looking for a Russian crew trainer and can't decide. Like I said, this tank makes pretty good silver, has pretty good stopping power, pretty good durability, and it can be quite devastating in the hands of a good player, or someone who has gotten the hang of this tank or mastered it. Quite a formidable opponent on the battlefield, I will say. And that is why I think it is worth picking up. Another reason it's worth picking up is the fact that it's not too expensive. Assuming you have some money at your disposal, you will have to spend no more than $30 to get your hands on one of these while it is being sold. Currently, at the moment this video is uploaded, the only bundle available is the Ultimate, but they will be selling 2 cheaper bundles. But at least it's no more than 30. So, not too expensive, but not the cheapest premium. However, like I said, it is still worth purchasing this tank, in my opinion. And with all of those things said, I just wanted to say that those are my thoughts and first impressions on the T-34-85 Rudy. And I wanted to also take a moment to say thank you to my subscribers. We have reached a decent bit, well over 900 subscribers, and I wanted to say thank you. And I truly appreciate you guys and all the support that you have given this channel, and I hope to see this channel reach 1,000 someday in the near future. That'd be pretty cool. Anyways, you all have a good day. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you found it either enjoyable or useful. Have a good day, like I said. It's always good to have a good day. I'm probably talking too much, I'm sorry. Okay, bye.
They found us! Ready to fire on target. Fire is extinguished. She's loaded. We've got a lock. That's it. We're 86. We may have lost this one, but we'll be back.